deliver the votes they thought they had. Let's listen.
We put everything we had into getting the votes to get there today. But the Speaker had to give a partisan voice that poisoned our conference, caused the number of members that we thought we could get to go south.
Now, the Democrats say it's absolutely absurd to suggest that the Republicans were unable to deliver votes on the largest economic bailout package in U.S. history because of a brief speech one member, even the Speaker, gave on the floor of the House. And Barney Frank, the House member who has been shepherding this through, defended Nancy Pelosi. Now, I should point out he is known for his temper and his larger-than-life language. Here's what he had to say.
And there were 12 Republican members who were ready to stand up for the economic interests of America, but not if anybody insulted them. I'll make an offer. Give me those 12 people's names, and I will go talk uncharacteristically nicely to them and tell them what wonderful people they are, and maybe they'll now think about the country.
So now, Wolf, everyone around this building who's still here trying to decide what the next steps are. Wolf.
Jessica, stand by. I want to point out to our viewers right now, and take a look at this, 688 points, 689 just went up. If this holds, this will be the single largest point drop in the market's history in the Dow Jones Industrials ever. The largest until now was on September 17th, right after the 9/11 attacks to September 17th, 2001, when the markets reopened. After 9/11, the markets went down 684 points that day. Right now, they're at 689 points. Ali Velshi is watching this for us. It's not the largest percentage drop because the Dow Jones is selling at a higher number bigger, right now. But in terms of the biggest point drop ever, if this holds 689, this would be the biggest point drop in American history.
That's right. You're watching history right now at 689. It beats the old record by about 5. And remember, the old record was set on the first day that stock markets opened after the attacks of 9/11. So there was a very specific reason for that drop. And in fact, during the day on September 17, 2001, the Dow had dropped at its lowest point. It was down 722 points. Our lowest point today, we were down more than 734 points. But again, let's put that in perspective. That is points. And we follow the points because there's a nice little convenient box in the corner. Let's think about it in percentages. The Dow dropped 6.19% right now. That might change a little bit as the numbers settle in. The S&P 500, which is a broader measure of the economy and perhaps one that more reflects the type of investments you hold, down 7.88% in one day. Now, Wolf, you know a thing or two about markets. 7% in a day. If you got away this year with earning 7% in your portfolio for the entire year, I'd say you did pretty well in this environment.
Ellie, it just went up. It just went up now to 720 points. They're still tabulating the final transaction.
And if you can,
that's why it keeps going higher and higher. 732 right now, Ellie.
Now, if you take away that box that's there and you look at what's underneath it, okay. Now you see that says UVOL and DVOL. Volume means a total volume. So 1.9 billion shares were traded today. 46 million of them were traded on the uptick, which means somebody bought a stock that was going up. 1.858 billion shares were sold at a loss today. That's what that tells you. This is unbelievable. We have not seen numbers like this before. 735.63 points, a loss on the Dow. That is the biggest loss we've ever seen, not just in the close, even intraday. That is, no one has ever looked at the big board and seen minus 735. Now, Wolf, I want to tell you something that is counterintuitive right now. That's not the story. The story here is the credit markets that have seized up. The fact that businesses, possibly businesses that employ you, may not be able to borrow money on a short-term basis, which is what they do to keep the lights on and pay rent and pay your salaries. Every day this deal isn't done means people are not getting their mortgages, they're not getting other loans, and it could mean that they're going to be put out of work. This will not be an implosion of the economy. It will not be Armageddon, and it will pass. But the bottom line is every day this happens, we don't have a nice convenient box like that one to show you what's going on in the credit markets, but it is very, very serious. So I hope folks who are deciding that they want to sit this one out and get greater clarity understand that their economics lesson is coming at the expense of Americans' jobs and homes. This is a very serious issue, Wolf, and anybody who tells you otherwise and that we should take our time to figure this out is displaying that they do not have enough knowledge of the fundamental underpinnings of this economy to be making decisions at Congress. deal needs to be made. Money needs to be freed up. Everybody's got a right to be really angry about this. Save it for later.
And just to put some perspective, right after 9/11, or right after the markets reopened, they went down 684, 685 points. Right now, we're not sure this is the final closing number. 738-point drop in one day. That's a huge number, underscoring the disappointment that the investors have out there as a result of this enormous setback on the floor of the House of Representatives.
The investors are they're everybody's 401ks and IRAs. So this is the day to stop thinking about Wall Street versus Main Street. It's your retirement. That's something people have to remember. This is you. Kicking Wall Street kicks you right back.
How long do you think that the markets will have a chance to play this out? It doesn't look like the House of Representatives is going to come back to have another vote, to take another look at it, at least until Wednesday, maybe Thursday. In the meantime, we're seeing what's going on.
What we need to know is that cooler heads will prevail, and we saw a lot of that language today. So what happened is those who thought there shouldn't be any bailout at all gave it their last kick at the can. If markets think that that is the last kick at the can and cooler heads will prevail, then we'll see markets respond to that. But again, I caution everybody out there, this isn't the markets. This is the credit that your company that maybe pays your salary can't get. This is the mortgage that you can't get. This is the mortgage that somebody can't get if they're trying to buy your house. This is why this is that serious.
This is a huge deal. All right, we'll continue to watch it. Allie, don't go away. We're coming back to you. I want to check in with Jack Cafferty.